Hello there. This is Cindy at cindybdesigns.com. Thank you for joining me today. That is the card that we will be making, and I have a couple more shots of it coming up for you. I'm back to Peaceful Poppies at Sweet. This time we're going to be watercoloring our flowers, and I'm going to show you what I've done along the way, the mistakes, the whole 9 yards. So I apologize for the no video last week. I just got distracted. That was like kind of my sample and the flower that I messed up. And we are going to be using re-inkers, and again with the Painted Poppies Suite, which is carrying over, by the way, without the bundle pricing. So right now you can still get it, so pick it up while you can. And here's the Strong Women. That stamp set is retiring, which I'm sad about and really love. We have Grapefruit Grove and Lovely Lipstick re-inkers. Those are two ink colors that are retiring as well. They sell out really quick, so if you want some to replenish your stock, do it now. Card base, thick Whisper White top folding, A2. That is thick Whisper White, and I put an adhesive sheet on the back, and that is just another scratch piece of Whisper White cardstock, but everything is thick. Actually, that was watercolor paper, our fluid watercolor paper, but I'll talk about it more as we go through. So that's like kind of sample flower I made a little bit just to see how this would work. So I'm bringing in the big shot, and we do have a new one coming out that I can't wait to get my hands on. And I'm taking the large flower die and then a smaller flower die and all those little stamen parts. And those are going to be cut out of our fluid watercolor cardstock. You only need one large flower. I cut two just in case I blew it. And then you need two of the smaller flowers. And I went ahead and cut the stamens again as well through there. But I don't show that on screen. So to get started with our background, I guess not. I'm putting my name stamp on the back. Then I'm going to flip it over. That is Pear Pizzazz. I'm pulling in some of our grid paper because I'm going to be stamping off 2 and 3 times just to get that background that I want. And on that piece of paper to the left, you can kind of see where I'm going with that. And I'm moving it all over the front just because I am using white, just to brighten up the back a little bit, give it some color. Pulling in our large flower, getting everything lined up the right way. And now comes the super messy part. I'm going to put down a couple drops of Lovely Lipstick re-inker and then Grapefruit Grove on top of it. Should I have worn gloves? Probably, but you know what? During this Rona thing, I'm pulling in our large flowers. And again, they're from watercolor paper, and that is critical to use and have since we're going to be loading them up. I have our Stampin' Spritzer, and I am soaking those puppies up with water. I mean, I'm seriously saturating them a lot. That is where I'm dropping in the ink. Now, you see my brush tip touching the paper itself. I don't recommend that, because that's where you can see where the concentration of ink goes into one spot and leaves like a blotch. So what you want to do, and you'll see it better when I do the flower on the left. So maybe the flower on the right is like what not to do. And then the flower on the left will be, yeah, this is how you do it. But when you mix those two colors together, you get this beautiful ombre effect, this kind of orangey and whatnot. And don't hesitate to use the water on your silicone mat, which you definitely want to have and use, because I did stain my wood top by not doing it earlier. And this time around, you did not see me put the tip of the brush to the cardstock itself. I'm just loading it up. And I'm pulling the concentrated ink right off of my mat there to the right. And as I'm not touching the paper, but since the brush is full, I'm just squeezing it a little teeny tiny bit so evenly distributes all that concentrated color. I hope that makes sense. Clear as mud. Again, my social skills have just pretty much gone to, the dogs because, yeah. So I'm going to be finishing up here and getting my color down, smashing it down in there in the meantime, and just manipulating it any way I can. And with the stamens, I'm just grabbing the leftover. I do wish I got them a little bit more orangey, but you know what? It worked out in the long run. And as you can see, my hands are getting incredibly messy, but at this point in time, I don't care. No one's going to see them. My manicure's trash. My lack of one doesn't matter. But this is still the easiest card that you can make, and you can do the color combinations and possibilities are endless here with what you can do with these flowers, these poppies. You could put a black liner over it, purple, any color you want. You want to dry these with the heat tool, and most of the time I say that drying ink, you want on setting 1. This time you went on setting 2. Get some tweezers, and when you dry, don't lay it down like that flat all the way, because you want the air to go through to dry your cardstock. I had to cheat a little bit there, and then it started to burn, so I stopped. But with the stamens, I just go ahead and light them up. When you have your heat setting on 2, if you do have warping with your cardstock too, that will really flatten it out for you as well, especially if you don't hold it up like what I'm doing right there. That will really flatten it out as well. So that is how we are looking, and I got some great colors that happened. I went ahead, and remember the adhesive sheet is on the back of the Whisper White cardstock, the thick Whisper White. And now we are going to layer all that on top, and I zoomed in so you can see what it looks like. Yeah, that pinky really hurt when that nail came off. And so I tried laying that right on top, and they do match up, but I wasn't matching up because, again, I'm told Butterfingers, which you will see because my nails are gone, and I've had them on for, 2 decades now. So I flipped it over and decided to lay it on top that way. And I'm going to pick it up a little bit here just because this is kind of tedious work, but when you put down the white cardstock like that, it just really makes, to me, it makes that flower pop. So now I'm kind of figuring out what statement I want to go where, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back and get it adhered. And you can see where at the very bottom they'll line up just perfectly. I should have moved it over a little bit to the left, but it happens. So I am going to repeat that process. And with watercoloring, you really can't go wrong. I would consider this super messy watercoloring, and it's always a surprise how it turns out every single time. Use my brayer just to straighten it out a little bit more. And now we are going to move on to the large flower. And again, I'm doing the exact same thing there. So while I'm doing the tedious stuff, I hope that you're all doing okay and your families are doing well. Nothing much going on here. Still not sick. Neither is anybody I know. And I'm just pretty much, I've been done for a while now. That is a large stamen I decided to put in the middle. And once again, like I said, I was monkeying around with it. And that one is going to go on. No, I ended up putting it on the other little flower because I like the large stamen in there. I don't know why I left, some of this stuff in there. And there we go. There's all 3 of our flowers, and I love the way that they turned out. And like I said, this is such an easy card to make. If you still want all this at the bundle price, again, do it now. It will save you 10%. Skip intro. That is what I have set up so far. And I'm bringing this in the sentiment from Here's to Strong Women. Sending out a lot of these cards lately to my girlfriends. Checking the Stamparatus to get that lined up on there. Inking it up with Memento Tuxedo Black. And I'm going to go ahead and lay that down. And that's kind of a splotchy stamp a little bit as it stands. So I inked it up again, and that is how we're looking. At this point in time, I decided to take some of our vellum from Perennial Essence, the old olive vellum, and I cut out leaves from our dies. I put Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of our poppies. They're more so towards the middle because I knew that with the other two smaller poppies, I was going to put them underneath the larger one and then eventually end up sneaking in our vellum cardstock. And I really think that that just gives the card a nice touch to it. So I'm trying to keep the postage down, and a lot of my cards go international. That was a little bit too much green, so I decided to bring in the outline of that, or the top frame of it. And 3 more pieces for the rule of odds. And that is how we are looking so far. But getting into the home stretch, I'm going to grab some Tombow Mono and just put little teeny tiny glue dots down there because it will show through vellum, but I didn't want the leaves adhered down all the way. I wanted some, just some fun dimension to it, like free floating a little bit. And the Tombow Mono is not going to show through that, meaning it's not going to show through as long as you tuck it underneath your flowers well enough. But I hope that you're excited for the new catalog. And if you need anything, again, let me know. I will have lots of information on the blog over at cindybdesigns.com, newsletter, so I really encourage you to sign up for my newsletter, check out the blog, and especially my Facebook page, because I'm horrible at social media. I'm not one to do it, not even on a personal Facebook page. I mean, I have one, but it's rare that I post. So I'm trying to get better about that, and I am taking everything online, which you have to do right now. So I do hope that you join me over there. I have some of our champagne, little rhinestones, and I'm going to lay down 5. Again, that rule of odds I'm sticking to, just to doll up, bling out the card a little bit. And I'm sorry I'm out of frame here, but it'll eventually come in. But I use them as well to where if I have one of my vellum leaves popping up, like I do there on the top that you will see, to help secure it down just a teeny tiny little bit. So again, I do hope that you enjoyed today's video. Please leave a comment. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And again, go and follow me over on my Facebook page at Cindy B Designs. And I will put a link below this YouTube description and over on the blog. I'm going to pull the card in right now, and there we go. It is such a simple card to do, very easy to do, good old-fashioned messy fun. And like I said, the color combinations are endless. And there's the inside. I'll probably end up, putting You've Got This Girl in there. So again, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that you enjoyed our project. And if you need anything, let me know. Stay well, be safe, and honestly, just get out there and have some fun. I'll see you on the blog next week, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.